This is the Daily 49er Newscast. I'm Jenna Skarzensky, and this is the latest in campus news. The CSU Board of Trustees met November 9th to discuss the possibility of another student fee increase. In two 6-1 decisions, the board's Committee on Finance established a motion to raise tuition 5% in spring and 10% for the 2011 to 2012 academic year. This would equate to an extra $105 for the spring 2011 semester and another $444 for the 2011 to 2012 school year. Nicole Anderson, a student trustee, was the only present member to vote against the motion. Anderson attacked the fee increases throughout the meeting, saying they amounted to a free pass for Sacramento. Protests against the increases transferred from the streets to the podium in this month's trustees meeting as 13 CSU students voiced their concern in front of the board. Some called the board irresponsible, but the overwhelming message from the protesters was to not balance the budget on the backs of the students. The most vocal critics in the increases were California Assembly Speaker John Perez and Lieutenant Governor Abel Maldonado. Perez repeatedly attacked the board's economic claims, saying that the numbers are not as dire as the board projects. The board was nevertheless adamant in the defense of the increases throughout the meeting. The board will meet again November 10th at 8 a.m., when it is expected to approve the two separate tuition increases. Since 2008, the CSUs have seen a sharp drop, amounting to $520 million in general fund allocation. However, CSU tuition has steadily increased by 280% over the last 10 years. Students paid nearly $1,500 in 1999, but tuition is now closer to $4,000 and is expected to increase. On November 2nd, voting day, about 30 voters were turned away from CSULB's polling station after it ran out of ballots. According to the polling clerk, Pam Hayes, it was the third time that night that the polling station had run out of ballots. She says the problem was that nearly 700 people cast provisional ballots at the site, meaning they weren't registered to vote there. The polling clerk instead took down the names of everyone who was unable to cast their vote on provisional ballots. Hayes promised to send the envelopes to the registrar's office for a complaint. However, executive liaison for the LA County Registrar, Efron Escobedo, said that the polling station should never have run out of ballots. He added that on-campus polling stations tend to have high numbers of provisional voters, and the system had sent out extra supplies with this in mind. Homecoming kicks off this week on November 10th, when ASI hosts its annual pep rally to spread school spirit for the homecoming game on Saturday. The pep rally will be held at the Walter Pyramid at 7 p.m. The event will begin with a battle of the bands at 7:30 between the two finalists, Hey You, in fall of November. There will also be performances by the PAC Modern Dance Group, the Cheer Team, and Pep Band. The Homecoming Corps will also be announced at the pep rally, and two of the nominees will be crowned Homecoming King and Queen during halftime at Saturday's basketball game. The Homecoming game will peg CSULB against San Diego State on November 13th. The tailgate will be held at the Pyramid parking lot between 12 to 4 p.m., and the homecoming game will begin at 4:05. This has been the Daily 49er Newscast. I'm Jenna Skarzensky, and for more information on any of the stories you've heard today, visit our website at daily49er.com.